Chris and Des Show. I'm Chris.
And I'm Des.
And today we're going to talk to you about kind of the book, but also the mini-series on Hulu of Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. We read the book as part of Reese Witherspoon's book club. We read some good books, and this is on the top of my list.
We read some clunkers, too, let's be honest.
But I will say, this one and Daisy Jones and the Crawdads one, those are some of my favorite novels I've read in a long time.
For sure.
I can't wait for the Daisy Jones thing that she's producing for Amazon Prime. Sorry, we digress. Back to the let's talk about the book for a second. I will say I loved this book. I was in this, and at 1 second I'm like, oh my gosh.
So well written. Yeah. It's just, it hooks you in, and once you're in, it's good storytelling, and it just brings you in.
Yeah. And then Reese bought the rights to it from her company, which is, I love that she's doing that, bringing all these stories to the thing. And it became a miniseries on Hulu with Reese Witherspoon and Kerry Washington leading it. And so, Des, what did you think of the miniseries?
Well, since once you read the book first, you kind of know what you're getting into. And I have to say that I kind of expected Reese Witherspoon to be as awesome as she was in it, because I knew she was producing it and she had already read the book and she was all involved with the author and she had all this relationship. And so I expected Reese to really, really hit it out of the park. So she really delivered for sure. But who surprised me was Kerry Washington. I thought she did so good at finding, she really acts without talking. She says a lot with her facial expressions and her emotions that are not, while they would have been in the book, they weren't on the script in the television show. And so I just thought it was, and all those kid actors were really exceptional. I thought this was just really, really well done television. And I think it should get all the awards for sure. What did you think?
It's way different than the book in that Kerry Washington's character isn't in the book, really. It's just that other lady who is about the baby. She's also the maid. The lady who's having the baby.
That's right.
There's no Kerry Washington character in the book.
They separated it.
Right.
Yes, they separated it.
And
that's
so,
right.
For a second, when I was reading, I just read the book and I saw that Reese had announced she was going to make it into a miniseries. I was like, oh, with her, of course, with her, she'll be so good at that part, right? And then,
right, for sure.
They're like, Kerry Washington. I'm like, Kerry Washington. It's about an Asian woman. It's about an Asian woman.
I mix those things together, and in the television show, they separate them.
Right.
And so I think I kind of like the television show version a little bit better.
Well, it kind of gave it a different, it brought out a whole nother layer of things that you could talk about that you couldn't in the book or whatever. What I love about it too is that Reese is so committed to I love that she's at the point that a few people in Hollywood get to be at, where it's I have a lot of money. And I have a lot of power. I have an Oscar. I got a lot of Emmys. I got stuff behind me to say I'm a good actress and I'm a good producer. And so at this point, I can do what I want to do.
Yes.
And so when I say that I'm going to make this movie about these two women, then I'm only going to hire female writers and I'm going to have female directors and other female producers. And that's how it's going to be. This is what we're going to do. And you can either get on board or you can get off, kind of thing. And I love that she has that ability to do that because, she's really trying to push that gap of 80% male directors, 20% female directors. She's like, no, we're going to do it different on my show. And I like that. I really like that. She's stuck with that. And so I liked it a lot. I like the book better. Only because, and this is so funny, Des, that you said that. I love Reese Witherspoon, of course. She's always great. She's so good on Big Little Lies. If you haven't watched that, you should watch it. But she Kerry, there's something about Kerry Washington. I just don't enjoy her acting. I don't know what it is. And we've talked about this a bunch of times. And I'm like,
We have.
I don't know what it is. I think it's a little over the top, maybe for me. It feels like
She's a lot for sure, and she's done a lot on Broadway, which I think it translates a little bit better on the live stage because she's spanning the distance from the stage to the audience, and she doesn't always adjust completely when the video camera is bringing her right up to you. But I like a lot. I like that in people and in characters like that. I want you, if you're going to feel that way, go ahead and feel it all the way. I want to see it. And she really sometimes she goes too far, for sure.
Well, and so I think I liked her more in this than I usually do. So and she has talent for sure. I'm not saying that.
Oh, yeah,
but great. There's just something about her. And so and her character, I don't know about the choices like she makes as a mom. I'm like, I don't know if that is the right choice actually. Like, I don't know if I like you.
No, for sure. Yeah, that's
and Reese too.
I have no problem with that. I don't have as big a problem with that as you do. You want everybody to make the right choice all the time, and yes, I'm okay if they don't do.
I need you to make the right choice, which is funny. And then I say, like, I love Ray Donovan at the same time, who makes no right choices. But the girl who played her daughter, Lexi Underwood, oh man, I thought she was so good. Who played Pearl? I thought she was so good. I loved her in it. I actually really liked Joshua Jackson too, who played Reese Witherspoon's husband. He's like kind of trying to like
Pacey?
Yeah, Pacey. I thought he was trying to like kind of balance out like, all right, like I could just maybe even as a husband, maybe you see part of that of like he's trying to tell his wife, like she goes off on these tirades and he's like, okay, let's
yeah, he was really good actually on that as that character. Like, you're right about that.
Can we bring that in? And I thought all the kids actually were really good. And the lady who played Lu Huang, who played Bibi, the lady whose baby is whatever. There were some scenes too where I was like, oof, when she's crying about her child and stuff like that too.
Right? Oh man,
that is good. And Rosemarie DeWitt too played the mom on the other side, the white mom who wants the baby.
She was really good.
Yeah, she
was really good.
They were all really good, and so yeah, it's really enjoyable, especially if you like the book. I think watch it and see like the difference. And if you like the show, I would say read the book because it's really good. It's really good.
It goes either way because they're different enough that you'll just get, it's a different experience completely.
I think that's actually a really smart thing for people who are making books into movies to do, to just say, oh, we're going to go a different way. Like, because in some ways, then it helps you, like, you don't go like, oh, well, this was different. Like, oh no, we're telling you from the beginning, we're going different.
Yeah. Whole different story.
We're going different.
Yeah.
And so I enjoyed that too. Now, time for our things we like. Des, what do you like?
Things we like in quarantine.
Okay,
so I think what I want to talk about is two things. In quarantine, I have been listening to a bunch of podcasts because I'm walking my dog like twice a day and I'm going out for hours and hours. And so I'm listening to these podcasts. And I was listening to one that was talking about movies, and it brought up this movie, and I was like, oh, it's an old movie. I mean, it's a nostalgic kind of movie. It's a good movie that I love. It's one of those TBS kind of movies, you know. And I was like, I wonder if that's streaming anywhere. And I looked on my phone, and did you know that IMDb is streaming movies?
No, are they?
Yes, because I wanted to watch A Knight's Tale, which is my recommended movie for you right now. And it's a classic, and it's fun, and it's so good, and I was reminded of how good it was. And I saw it on IMDb. So I'm here to share that there is another platform. IMDb is just showing free movies because it was just free. So I was on this walk, and I started watching it on my phone because I was like, I can just watch it right now? I had no idea. So I started watching it, and then it just sucked me in because it's such a good movie. And then I got home, and I just threw it up to my Apple TV so I could see it up on the screen from my phone, and then I could just watch it.
Don't you love it?
And it was just the most the easiest thing in the world for technology, and I had never known that I could do that before. So everybody, go to look at IMDb and see if they have a movie that you want to see, and you should watch A Knight's Tale because it was completely enjoyable, 100%. If this is an old movie that you don't know what I'm talking about, it is the most enjoyable movie you will ever watch, and I say watch it again.
Okay, you know it's funny that you say that because I think I watched A Knight's Tale a million years ago, right?
I'm telling you should watch it again.
But everyone, you know what? Everyone had told me this is what I remember. It was so long ago that my brain is not working.
It's old.
But everyone said like you're really gonna like it. You're really gonna like it. You're really gonna like it. And I remember not liking it as much as because everyone had told me like you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
Sure.
I'm like
they amped up your expectations.
And you know my expectations.
I know. I know.
Don't.
It's a horrible movie, Christopher. You're gonna hate it.
Thank you.
Just watch it for just to appease me. Just put it on in the background while you've got something else going on, and just kind of throw it up and see what you think.
Good. Thank you. I will do that. Yes, I have expectation problems where I get too high and I'm like, oh no, this movie can never live up to what I think it's going to be now. This poor film. Okay, good. I will watch that.
Okay.
And my recommendation for you is a show that maybe you would not think necessarily does. Well, maybe you would, but I would love. I binged it. It's on Netflix. Binged it. It is called The Big Flower Fight. It is a reality show about these British people who make these creations out of flowers. It is so good. I cannot even tell you about it.
I'm so excited.
I cried because there's this father and son that are so sweet together. I can't even talk about it. It is just so nice. And so
How have I not heard of this show?
I don't know. It's on Netflix. It's fantastic. So they go and they get a challenge, right? And it's like this week it's sea creatures, and they have to go and get plants from this big giant garden they have outside and make like a seahorse or a whatever. And it is just so fun and it's so nice. Everyone's pretty friendly and nice.
I love the nice ones.
I think you'll really, really enjoy it. I loved it. Well,
because one of my favorite shows is The Great British Baking Show.
Yes.
There are never enough episodes of that show for me. So this sounds something that might be similar. So I'm so excited.
Yes, The Big Flower Fight.
Okay,
I'm on. No one fights.
No one fights.
It's just called that, but there's no fighting.
Okay, good.
And the stuff they can do with flowers is like, I thought you put them in a pot and that was it. But they can do all of these things. Very like Macy's Day Parade type, how they can intertwine things. I don't know, it's crazy.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it's so good. Yeah, so you will really like it, I think.
All right. Okay.
And everybody else,
got that.
You should watch it.
Knight's Tale.
Knight's Tale, The Big Flower Fight.
Big Flower Fight.
And Little Fires Everywhere.
There you go.
Watch all those things.
This is good television, people.
It's good.
We're just giving you nothing but quality entertainment here.
So if you haven't, go out, take a chance of those things. I think you'll like them.
For sure.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.